Good evening, everyone from India. Welcome to Nothing Less Than Marvelous Extraordinary Tales. So, today we have the pleasure of speaking to a beautiful gift from God, Ifunanya Gift Gibson, all the way from Lagos, Nigeria. Ifunanya, thank you so much for being here with us on our show. And I'm super delighted to have you here.
Yeah,
How are
yeah.
you?
Thank you. I'm good. Thank you
Uh,
so much.
That's nice. I'm so happy to see you, Ifunanya. And I must tell everyone that Ifunanya is an educator, a beautiful, sweet baker, a performing music minister, and a writer. And she also writes songs. She writes to touch lives with her personal life experiences, and she is a model too. So I'm so happy to know you, Ifunanya. And I must say this that Ifunanya, I have spoken to you earlier also, and I understand that you have faced tremendous challenges and traumas since childhood and all through your growing up days. But today, you have emerged as a strong young lady and you stand strong against all adversity. You have learned a lot from your personal life experiences, and today you are intently focused on guiding the people to re-see their traumatic lives with a new perspective and empower them to heal their life. So, Ifunanya, I have spoken to you earlier as well, and I could feel the power and determination in you to do something for the society. And your words have moved me as well and inspired me too. You are such a huge source of inspiration. So, what was your most impacting memory from your childhood?
Okay. First, I would like to say that having a positive childhood experience impacts one when he or she is in his or her adulthood. Yes, it allows for a better well-being in adulthood. But whereby you don't experience something good from your childhood, it impacts you negatively even as you grow up. So one of the experiences I had as a child then, the rampant thing I experienced more that impacted me negatively was the constant use of abusive words, which
Oh,
which drove me into emotional downcastness. I was being emotional downcast. I was mentally getting almost mentally derailed. It was really not easy for me. Abusive words like um coming from my own immediate family, from my own father, such
oh,
as I hate you, you're not going to make that exam, you're not going to pass that exam, and then growing up again, I have shared my story about me being involved in an accident, a very fatal accident, which almost claimed my life. But instead of me getting that love from my father, I couldn't get that. The next thing I got from him was, oh, look at this deformed person, saying that I was deformed because I was using a walking aid. I was using a walking aid. So it was really devastating for me. So those experiences, those abusive words starting from childhood, they really affected me. They really impacted in me, not positively but negatively. Another one was this violent behavior, this nagging. I hated it. I really hated it. Once it comes up like my dad or anybody come, oh Lord, it's something else. So these were what impacted me negatively. They really nearly wanted to make me a bad person, but I'm not. Yeah.
it's real strong you came out of that, because yes, these negative words, especially coming from your own family members, can really be very harmful to children growing up and seeing everything that is happening in the house. But you have grown up so much. So how hard was it to overcome the trauma that you faced from such a young age?
Mm. Um, At that my young age, it was so hard. It was so difficult for me, sincerely speaking. um because I didn't have anybody to relate my experiences, such as, what I was going through in, in my family or among peers or whatsoever. I didn't have anybody to relate my feelings, my fears, my my unforeseen, cycle. I didn't have anybody to relate that to. And they say family is everything, but whenever you come home and you are not welcome, especially from your father, as we daughters, we tend to have that soft spot for our fathers, fathers, daughters, everything, but that relationship wasn't there. So it was so hard for me to you know to overcome that. It was really so tough. It was really tough for me.
You could discuss it with your mother. You had siblings with your
My
mother.
mother was
Discuss it.
my mother was there, but then she couldn't do much because at that instance, she was the one in charge of taking care of the bills of the family. My dad wasn't doing anything, so it was more like there was no time for her to, like, okay, sit, settle down with us and try to ask us how we were feeling. It was like she wasn't sensitive to what we were feeling.
It
So,
was really
and we
difficult.
ourselves, we and I myself, yeah, yeah, and I myself, I understood that because it was not easy on her trying to pay our school fees, trying to get us clothes, trying to settle the house bills, trying to get a lot of things done. Only one person, I understood that even if you come to her telling her about your fears, about your mishappenings, she might not understand because she herself was going through the same thing we were also going through.
So that was pretty a tough situation even for her as well, handling the entire thing, taking care of the family, taking care of you all, very hard. So it was pretty hard to overcome the trauma that you faced, I have to say. But how did you, over the years, turn your pains into something beautiful?
It is said that, I would like to say this first, that we as human beings, when we embrace pain, when we embrace it and lean on them, over time the burdens tends to leave us, no matter what. But when you try to run away from your pain, you try to deny it, you want to abandon pain, you want to just leave everything about pain, definitely it becomes a burden to you, and it strains you, it makes you handicapped. And sometimes it turns you who is trying to run away from the pain, it turns you into something else, into being destructive to others. So rather than being that, I had to embrace my pain. How did I do that? How did I turn that pain into something beautiful, into something that people will just look at and say, oh, you were such a sweet girl? Despite the pains I was going through, how was I able to do that? First, I had to express my pain creatively through music. Yeah. When
Wow.
I sing, I tend to express it there. It comes that you see it. So I was able to express that pain, and I was getting myself gradually. And another thing I did was share it, to share my pain. And I started doing that um, by talking to my students because I am an educator. So I had to talk to my students. Sometimes when some things are going on in class, during lectures, I tell them about my pain, tell them what I've been through while when I was a kid. And by so doing that, I feel better because it's more like I am using the pains, so I felt better. I and on my social media space, which is my LinkedIn handle, I shared that pain. I had to share it, and the moment I did that, I felt something lifted. I think something has been lifted up from my body. That is when you embrace this pain. Um, um, that is, it shows you that when you embrace your pain, definitely over time, it becomes something beautiful. So that's it.
That's how you can, connect with people also. Because if I am unwilling to talk about my wounds, then how can I present you the healing when I'm not willing to bear my wounds before you? Right, isn't it? So if I can
Yeah.
open up and speak about my pain, people relate to that and how I came out of it, how to make something beautiful out of it. And what you said, I completely agree with you, is that you have
Yeah.
to embrace your pain to
Your
make
pain.
something beautiful out of that. Yes,
And there's
that's
something
so
I would
true.
like to add. There's something I would like to add about this pain. I want everybody to know that pain is beautiful. Pain is unique. Pain is purposeful. It brings out something beautiful from you. It teaches you something you wouldn't have known over the years, you know.
True.
But once you experience that
That's
pain, once you are in that pain, it teaches you. It changes your perspective. It changes your thinking and everything. So everybody should embrace pain. Don't try to run away from it, because when in trying to run away from it, man, it burdens you, it strains you, it breaks you. So why not embrace that pain and then make out something sweet, make out something beautiful? Maybe you talk about it, maybe you write about it, maybe you just try doing something from that pain. And I'm telling you, you experience sweetness from it.
yes. Wonderful, beautiful words. They are so inspiring, and I think people should listen to this, because it's absolutely so, so, so true. So, who is Ifunanya in daily life today?
In my daily life, I would just wrap it up by saying if Naya is, first of all, I'm a model. She is a beautiful model and a beautiful work in progress. So every day, if Naya is evolving, she's getting better, she's getting bigger, she's getting, I'm still a beautiful work in progress. Yes, I'm not perfect, but then I know I'm getting there.
Awesome, Ifunanya. So, what message would you like to give to those who are fighting demons within themselves? How should they deal with this to grow as an empowered person?
First, I would like to tell them never to give up. Yes, they shouldn't give up on themselves. They should keep improving, and speak up. Walk to somebody you feel you trust, feel you like, and then open up. Talk to some group of people who you feel you trust. Tell them about what you're going through. Be open. I was able to open up to the world, to tell them this is what I've been through, this is what I'm still going through. And that is how I was able to get my healing. And I'm still healing right now. Yeah, because I know that there are some things around me that are not palatable, that are not so good to me. But then I don't I don't try to like keep them to myself. I look for a way to I look for a way to be better. I look for a way to become more happy. And I do that either by writing, or I share my being. I share myself to the world. That's it. So that talk to somebody, walk up to somebody, tell them about your pain, and you'll be better. And there's something I want to tell them. In the end, we will all be fine. I promise, we all will be fine. But let's just keep being better, keep improving. We'll all be fine. Trust me.
Wonderful. And I think also I embrace music because music is healing.
Yes, exactly.
Music is healing. So, Ifunanya, firstly, I was really sorry to hear that you had to endure so much since your childhood for so long. But I'm so glad that you you are going strong now. You are doing so well, and thank you so much. I feel that we all have the ability to heal, and what is needed is the desire to heal and not give up. Thank you so much for sharing your life worth living, Ifunanya. You have a
Yeah.
great day and keep inspiring people. Keep rising, keep shining, keep smiling, keep
Yeah.
inspiring.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank,
All
thank you
right.
so much. Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.